Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to make a shorter video than last time. I actually am re-recording a video that I just took with the same topic. I realized it was extremely long and you guys don't have enough patience for that. I apologize, it's my fault. Today we're going over the Steam controller. If you have not seen it, there it is. We're going to look at it under the light, get a little better view here. So, this is the Steam controller. As you can see, it looks a little weird. There are no analog sticks. Instead, there are trackpads. They work almost identical to how an actual analog stick works as far as in gameplay. The difference would be is that the console itself actually recognizes this right pad as the mouse movement and this left as WASD in most cases. The center here is right now 4 buttons, but this will in fact be a screen. You can look up pictures. Actually, I'll probably post a picture of something, I don't know, on the title. The A, B, X, Y buttons are placed to the left and the right respectively of each trackpad. Underneath each trackpad there is a click. They each do something differently. And this can be fully configured, and I will show you that in a moment. On the bottom there is a static home button. If you are in a game, which I am now, just to show you quickly, press that button and you get this. You get a whole plethora of different things that you can do while still in the game. You have a start button here, and what would be a select button at this moment, it sends text to a game for console commands, stuff like that. It is currently wired. As far as wireless or wired for the final product, it's to be determined. I would assume they would have a wireless option available. There are 2 bumpers and 2 triggers. The triggers themselves actually remind me a lot of how the GameCube, the Nintendo GameCube controllers or triggers work, because there's a little bit of give before they actually click, and you can actually hear it here when I press. There's no sound, and then there's an actual click there. I probably should have picked up. As far as ergonomics of the controller itself, oh, I missed 2 buttons back here. There's these paddle buttons here. They are also, they can be macro to whatever key you like. And then additionally, on the trackpads themselves, I'll go over them quickly. Here is a dead zone, kind of a center mass kind of deal. On these outside are movements, and then on the very outside is a modifier. You can put a shift key on here, so if you want to sprint in a first-person shooter, you don't even have to press an extra button. You can just move your finger all the way to the top and you'll sprint. Okay, so back to the ergonomics. It feels very comfortable. I actually kind of forget I'm holding it sometimes, mainly because there's very little button pressing involved, just mostly in triggers. So it's a very comfortable controller. The make of it right now is kind of just a manufactured plastic at this time. That'll be changed for the final product once they get everything worked out and all the kinks and everything. But it does feel good. There's very big kind of protrusions here, I guess I will call them. I do kind of wish that there would be something here. My playing I've often found myself wanting to move off of this to hit something in this area here. But you know, we're a little late in the development of the controller, probably for that, but that's just my personal preference. To look at the actual controller setup itself, we'll move up to the screen here. We're going to show some Awesome Knots gameplay here in a moment. When you press the home button, you have the option to go to your controller. The controller details, this shows you everything that is set up for your controller. It tells you exactly what the center buttons do here, that this is your left mouse, this is your right mouse, your scroll wheel movement, all of this is displayed on the screen. What is neat about this is you can modify each and everything here. You can change the movement, and like I was saying before, the outer ring modifier here, Shift, Control, or Alt. You can modify the pad click, you can do a double click, you can change the dead zone area, pretty much anything and everything you want to make this your setup for your controller. There is also an option to browse other people's bindings. Right now, a lot of people just kind of don't really take time to do any sort of author's notes or anything unique like that. But you have the full capability of making this controller feel the way you want it to feel, and you can taper it to you, and that's really unique. Not really available on a lot of things nowadays. All right, so we'll go ahead and get into some gameplay so you can see the controller in action. This is Awesome Knots. I know the camera is refusing to focus well on that. Bear with me here. I am using just a webcam to record my videos. I don't have a capture card. Too bad. I couldn't do shadow play on this. It'd be a lot better. Anyway, let's go into... I'm not going to do a regular battle. I actually was hoping that this game in particular would work very well with the controller. It turns out that it does. The controls themselves are really what I would like to address at this time, and just how responsive they are, and the answer to that is extremely responsive. When you start out playing with the controller, actually you have a really hard time adjusting, because you pretty much have the sensitivity of a mouse as far as movement in a controller space. So it's just a very weird thing that you really have to get used to. But I have been playing with the controller for a decent amount of time. I would say anywhere upwards of past 10 hours for sure. And I would say that I am now comfortable, at least with most games. I do think it is a competitive option to pretty much whatever kind of game, with the exception of competitive shooters. I don't believe at this current time that they would stand a very good chance against someone using a mouse and keyboard. But that's just for now. That will change. I promise you, once everyone gets used to this and they get the controls down, it will be a very competitive option. But that is my one and only complaint, would be the responsiveness, and I've never ever downed a controller for being too responsive, but I'm doing it now. It's really no fault, and it's not really even a downside. It is just that you have a few hours. I'd say 3 to 5 is about what it took me to really get used to it fully and be comfortable enough to play a game seriously. Before I was really comfortable with the controller. That's about it. Everything else, it works 100% pretty much all the time. There are some compatibility issues at this time because all the games are running from Linux. Linux just has, unfortunately, is the underdog of all the OSs, so they kind of get crap end of the stick a lot of the time. But that's pretty much it here. The next video or videos will be all gameplay, any extra thoughts that I have that come up. But that's pretty much my experience so far with the controller. If anything comes up with it, I will be sure to upload. Be sure to subscribe. Tune in for the next videos. Like it, share with your friends, plus it, whatever Google does that everyone hates for stuff. I don't know. You can blow up my page if you want. Until next time, this is Kyra Flame. Thanks for watching, everyone.